Deputy Premier Dr. Pickering has called for a balance in labor matters in the territory to allow equal opportunities for all residents, adding that there is no benefit in creating divisions between expatriates and Virgin Islanders.
The census clearly shows us that the BVI is more and more becoming a multicultural society. We can't get away from it. There's no sense we're trying to create barriers between us and them. No sense we creating a divide between locals and non-locals. Our job is to protect us. We can't create divisions. The tit for tat can't help us, Madam Speaker. You know, we got to think that this is a society that who live here and call it home have also to be protected. But at the same time, we have to enshrine, as we've done in our Constitution, that the indigenous peoples have a special form of protection above anything else. Because we can't create a society where we are already outnumbered, where we will become pushed aside. We can't allow that to happen. So those who come to live amongst us have to appreciate that those of us who are leaders have to protect the indigenous people, but those of us who are indigenous also have to ensure that we don't treat others like they're inhuman. We've got to build a society that those who call this place home can feel like they're valued.
Meanwhile, Pickering announced some of the likely changes to be made to the labor policy as part of efforts to attract professionals who can fill crucial private and public sector jobs here in the BVI.
Work permits are a continuing issue, Madam Speaker, and it's not going to be solved by any minister. It is a liquid situation, it's fluid, and it will continue to be. But Premier would have outlined that we are at the stage where we're finalizing the policy that will ensure that there is a graded and graduated scale with respect to what is paid for work permits. So a domestic worker shouldn't be paying the same thing as an accountant, as a lawyer working in the financial services. A construction worker shouldn't be paying the same thing like a professional person in any other field. And so we're looking at it closely to ensure that we get it as close to right as possible. And in my review of the system, Madam Speaker, most people seem to agree that that is fair game. What has happened, Madam Speaker, and what we are looking at is that in the context of our financial services especially and the managerial positions in the hospitality industry, to be able to recruit the individuals of quality that we would want to work in the BVI, to take advantage of those jobs that are necessary to help build our economy. Those individuals are oftentimes hard to recruit, and especially if you have persons with family. Nobody wants to leave Canada or Europe or South America to come to the BVI on a one-year work permit and then not sure after the 1 year if it will be renewed, especially if you're going to bring your family with you. So in our review, the recommendation is that for professional people like that, we should consider giving them at least a minimum of a 3-year work permit in the first instance, and they're willing to pay for it. So the Premier outlined that that's one revenue source that we're looking at, and it should be enshrined in the policy. And we expect, I had hoped to have the policy ready. It has gone through its first draft, and we're tweaking it. Should be ready for the very early part of next year.
The BVI National Census Report of 2010 indicates that 61%, or just over 17,000 of the approximately 28,054 residents here in the BVI were not born in the territory, with a large expatriate community from other Caribbean islands, dominated by residents from Guyana, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Jamaica.